Harnessing Nigeria's most valuable resource. If I asked you what Nigeria's most valuable resource is, what would be your answer? You know, recently I was watching an interview that the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, gave, and he said the world still thinks of China as a place people go to obtain low-grade products. But this is no longer the case. And I think people also think going to China is so you can get cheap labor, and that has changed over time. Apple still goes to China because there's a specific kind of tooling, engineering that they need to make the iPhones at that quality. Now, he said in the US, you can maybe fill a room like this with the engineers that have that specific skill to build the iPhone. But if you go to China, you can fill multiple stadiums with it. Now, what has China done differently? It has designed the educational curriculum in such a way that it equips the next generation to become a desirable workforce for the global markets. It has designed its curriculum at vocational level. This is why you see 5-year-old kids in China, they're already doing high-level vocational activities. Now, China understands that the most valuable resource isn't the oil that they have or the mineral resource that they have, but their people. And the world will come for them for that talent. Now, we need to rethink our archaic educational curriculum and systems in Nigeria. And you know, for the work that I do, I like to think of chess as a means to an end, not the end in itself. Right? As a medium that goes towards like the intellectual development, you know, building capacity for young people, a lot of that abstract thinking, problem-solving skills that can be adapted across board. Chess is an avenue for developing the intellectual capacity of our young people because they're our greatest wealth, our greatest resource. And it is such a tragedy that we have 20 million children out of school in Nigeria alone. And even greater tragedy is that the several more millions in school are not learning anything that is relevant to global market, right? And we brag about our population and how, you know, in the next 50 years, we're going to have the youngest population in the world, and all of the young people will be in Nigeria. Europe, you know, is gradually dying out, and everyone will come to Africa, to Nigeria for solutions, for talents, for people. But what we're missing is the world is rapidly evolving, and technology is changing the very fabric of our society. If we have 20 million children that can't even read and write, how will they participate in that economy? So we all must urgently find new entry points for the African child to access global markets and laboratories where solutions are discovered and crafted. And we must do this within the next 50 to 100 years. This must be priority because this is the fundamental building block of any society. We must be intentional about being the talent hub for the world. I'll leave you with this thought. And this was a conversation I had, you know, with Oga Abu recently. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it, right? Now, see, here's the thing. The world demands our raw materials, but it rejects our finished products. It desires our educated workforce, but then it classifies our uneducated workforce as refugees. And this is the real African challenge. This is the Nigerian challenge, that we export less raw materials and we focus instead on developing our people, which is our single greatest product. And this is how we change anything. All of the other things are fancy, they're great, but if we have children that cannot participate in this future that we talk about, then we have a problem.